Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get subscribed so that you can get notified anytime that new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications, okay? This read is going to be for Taurus. Taurus, I'm seeing that the element that's strongly influencing the cycle of this read is water. Water is represented in the eastern wind. With that eastern wind, it represents new beginnings, getting a sense of self, and the Egyptian deity Anubis, okay? You could also be someone that engages in the 420 celebratory things, and that's just what I'm seeing for that sign, okay? I'm seeing that the ego within the spirit of true self is seeking security from some type of failure. So maybe in some type of way that you failed, you're learning and growing from something, or you're seeking security from how someone else failed, okay? So I'm seeing some influence from some northern wind, some western wind, and some southwestern wind. Anytime that the read comes through with specifically southwestern wind, that's showing that there's some influence from the planet Jupiter. Jupiter goes through an orbital cycle every 11 years. So if you've been going through something specifically, for the past 11 years, you'll recognize whether this is the peak of you going through that cycle or if you're coming up on the end of it, right? Jupiter has to do with changes, expansion, growth, prosperity, and considering the fact that the eastern wind is involved with that representation of water, it could represent, like I said, you coming towards the end of that Jupiter orbital cycle, because it's a representation of the beginning of something new, okay? Nonetheless, as far as the wind specifically, the southwestern wind that is influencing you throughout the cycle of this read, the light brought forth paying bills. So the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about the process of power, and included in that process of power has been paying bills, and you learned a lesson about that during the cycle of the read, okay? Then I'm also seeing specifically some western wind where the soul is taught the spirit of true self a lesson about the process of prioritizing self-care, not living your life on the edge and feeling like it's out of control, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. And then I'm also seeing that the soul has been teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about partnership and community in regard to the ocean. So something about the ocean, something about prioritizing self-care with the western wind and the process of that, and then the process of power with that Jupiter energy and things coming to the end of the cycle with paying bills, okay? Considering that we're in like the last week before the last week of the month, and it is your birthday season, so happy birthday to the Taurus. Yeah, you're just coming to that point in time where you're learning certain lessons, okay? So I'm seeing that the spirit of true self is seeking security in like the ego is seeking security from some type of failure, though the spirit of true self is sending a message about intuition. So the first thing that I'm seeing come through with intuition is saying that intuition is the messenger of your destiny, so follow it. Someone maybe feel like they're being called to do something. That's your intuition giving you guidance, okay? Then I'm also seeing spring, which is the season that we're in right now. The message from Spirit about spring is saying it's a time for renewal, step into uncharted territory, like I said, with that element of water representing a new beginning. The spring season is representing that the new. Then I'm also seeing bison totem. So if the bison totem energy is showing that life is showering you with its abundance. You know what I'm seeing? Like April showers bring May flowers, and that's just the thing for the spring season. And Spirit of True Self is like, you're being led into this season to blossom and grow. And in this season also comes like a sense of abundance as well, because you're springing forward into the next season that will be summer. And if you saw the last read that I did for Taurus, it's talking about how some things are going to come into fruition when the summer comes, okay? So continue to be led by your intuition, okay? I'm seeing that something that strongly influenced things during the cycle of this read is also teachers. So you may be a teacher, or this specifically could be about how your intuition, the season of spring, and the bison totem are being your teachers. Also, with the southwestern winds, Jupiter, I mean, your soul is really teaching the Spirit of True Self lessons anyway, right? Though the word teachers is really coming through strongly for this read. So like I said, prioritizing self-care, work-life balance when you're, like you're paying bills and stuff like that. And someone may live by the ocean. You may, have a connection to the ocean. Something like that is what I'm seeing. And like I said, with that element water, I'm just seeing like the water being pulled up from the ocean, carried in the skies, also being what the plants receive that are on land and helping them bloom. So the process, like I said, of all of that is like paying bills. Like the process of power for spring to be what spring is like an agreement that the ocean gives up a part of itself to the sky for it also to be carried to the vegetation and plant life that exists on land, and it waters it so that it, can grow and serve the people that in the life on the planet that needs it to survive. So it's a pretty interesting process. Let's see what else I see. So I'm also seeing an energy. It says that you're not being strung along with the key on a ring in reverse. Key on a ring in reverse is like you're making a decision or someone is choosing you. There's not a one-night stand. There's not any like unconventional relationships going on. And like I said, you're not being strung along. Then I'm also seeing that someone's putting up boundaries. This could be you. This could be someone else. Someone's putting up boundaries so that they don't get hurt. Or you could be like avoiding a conversation or something like that, okay? Then I'm also seeing the butterfly energy. So with the butterfly energy, I'm seeing someone evolving and growing. Like I said, with the water energy, a new beginning, the next phase, healing your inner child and releasing the past. So with the key on the ring of reverse energy and the not today energy, it's showing me like someone that during the cycle of this read, like you're not playing around, you're prioritizing your growth and being led by your intuition. So when it comes to someone trying to get in conflict with you, you're setting boundaries, maybe not so that the other person doesn't get hurt. Well, excuse me, maybe not so that you don't get hurt, though, so the other person doesn't get hurt, because you know what you're capable of, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Or like I said, the first time it could be vice versa, where so the other, so you don't get hurt as well. Though another thing that I'm seeing is that the reason why you're also not getting into conflict with anyone is because you grew from like petty childish ways. Like if somebody try to quarrel with you or get into a disagreement with you or get in conflict with you, it's like, I'm too mature to be dealing with all of that. My inner child is healed, so moving on. However, I am seeing the runner energy, and with the runner energy, is showing like, well, it's not a however kind of thing, because just take it as it resonates. So I'm either seeing someone that is dealing with like a fear of commitment or intimacy, like maybe worried about some triggers, or because the butterfly energy superseded this runner energy, it could be a representation of like you being willing and able to let go of petty shit. Okay, that's all I'm seeing. It's like someone being like, not today, Satan. I'm like gracefully like moving through these challenges, and then like letting go of the drama and pettiness. And then I'm seeing this clock energy, which is showing that you're taking a step away from whatever the conflict was so that you can process. And it says a time to heal with the clock energy, needing time, understanding that things take time to progress. So I'm just seeing like maturity, being led by your intuition, also being like a foundation of responsibility, because how else are your plants going to grow if you don't water them, right? So that's what I'm seeing. And then, I pulled an angel card, and it says that it's up to you. Okay? So, yeah, like, you could have gotten into a conflict, but you didn't. And the reason why you didn't get into a conflict is because you're making, like, the mature decision to be in a healed energy and not be petty. And you know how to distance yourself from the situation so that you can let it go. You can process it in a healthy way, and then, heal from whatever you may have taken offense to. And the angels essentially are like, it's up to you how it is that you want to carry on in your life. Like, do you want to carry on with burdens, like putting rocks in your backpack? Or you gonna leave them rocks where they at and be like, I can just carry on lightly. That works for me. So yeah, that's what I'm just seeing. Like someone being led by their intuition. Like, I'm about to argue with you. Bye, Felicia. Alright, so the overall emotions that I'm seeing are associated with the read. Or this, could have been the situation that you went through during the cycle of the read, because that's what it's about. Says, I'm so grateful for you. You could feel that way about someone, or someone could be feeling that way about you. I'm seeing that you're interested, or someone could be interested in you. for you not to feel paralyzed, so you don't feel stuck or complacent. For you to feel kind. For you not to feel inferior. Maybe for you not to feel inferior to a divine feminine, or you could be the divine feminine. This message could be for a divine feminine or about a divine feminine. Take it as it resonates. Then I'm also seeing, I'm over it. So that's a representation of like cycle completion, leaving the past behind you and growing from situations. Like I said, that butterfly energy. For you to feel surprised and also for you to be joyous, okay? To find joy in certain situations as you operate in a healing energy. Like I said, it's up to you. That's the angel energy. So if you're not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered or is available to me for me to be able to share the message with you. So thank you. The time that have been offered to me is the Devil card reverse. This is the second time I got this card this week. So God is getting involved. That's not a bad thing. And the Five of Pentacles reverse. The Five of Pentacles reverse is a representation of being able to recover from whatever financial losses that you may have had. So thank you. I'm seeing that this energy was attracted. And it didn't come from a space or an energy out of desperation. Obviously, if it's coming from God or the Devil reversed, it's definitely not out of desperation. And it wasn't like a struggle, you know, to attract that kind of energy, to be able to overcome financial challenges or hurdles, okay? So thank you. Then the energy that I see you in for the cycle of this read is the Knight of Rods energy. Now the Knight of Rods energy is someone that is, how do I say this? Like you're exploring your sexuality, okay? And you may be like, you know, trying to explore that in a healthy way. That is how you go from being a Knight of Rods to a King of Rods. Though essentially it's up to you. That's the energy that I'm seeing you in for the cycle of the read, though. Or that's how your energy is coming across during the cycle of the read. As someone that's like ambitious about what they're going to do with their rod. Male or female, the gender is not specific, so take it as it resonates. You're coming across in this energy is like very attractive, not repulsive, not offensive. So it's like you're well scented, well received in this energy, though not like, what is it called? Like a predator, right? Like not like a predator, though, you know. It's mating season. This is what it seems like it's mating season for you. So there it is. That Knight of Rods energy. Okay, so in the past positions during the cycle of this read, I'm seeing a good amount of things. So the Moon paired with the Two of Pentacles, paired with the Nine of Cups. So I'm seeing someone that needed to make a decision about what was going to make them happy. And then with the Moon energy, it's like you were thinking about the memories and the emotions that were associated with those memories to help you make a decision about what would make you happy. And I'm seeing that that's normal for you to be going through a time like that in your life, especially with that intuition energy, that spirit of true self got you going through, right? So prioritizing self-care with the Western wind coming through. prioritizing your responsibilities, making a decision in regard to your finances, and also, like I say, considering what would make you the most happy. And honestly, I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. You're making a decision for something that's going to, like a financial decision for something that's going to give you the joyous result, right? Though it's intentionally so that it does not haunt you. So you're making these decisions so that you don't regret them. So that's why you're thinking about the things that you're going to do before it is that you do them, which is healthy. We're not being impulsive. We're following our intuition, though at the same time we're thinking things through, right? So that's what I'm seeing, especially with that needing time and recognizing that things take time to heal from. Though the Knight of Rods energy, like I said, is ambitious about how they're exploring their romantic side. So maybe you are also demonstrating some type of discipline, and that's healthy. So then I'm seeing you in the Fool energy. So in the Fool energy is showing me that you're exploring. Though not exploring your options, because that Key on the Ring energy was in reverse. So I'm seeing someone that is exploring their sexuality, making decisions, financial ones, that'll lead to their joy, overall happiness. Though with the Not Today energy, you're also setting boundaries, right? So that's, just what I'm seeing. Being led by your intuition, setting boundaries, So I'm seeing you in this Full energy. It's like making intelligent and smart choices. And the reason why you're making these decisions is because you're thinking about your soul, or how it's going to affect you spiritually, because I'm seeing the word timeless and immortal here. So you're being curious, you're exploring, like I said, your sexuality, your romantic side, The only thing is, like I said, with the Not Today energy, it's but you setting boundaries though. That's funny. Okay, so towards the end of the cycle of the read, I am seeing the Nine of Swords reverse, which is showing me that you're recovering and healing from some type of disappointment that you experienced. It's Nine of Swords reversed, and then the Nine of Rods upright. So with the Nine of Rods upright is someone that's standing strong in the face of adversity. With the Nine of Swords reversed, that's someone that's healing from some type of disappointment. So, someone disappointed you, or you went through some type of disappointment. Could have been anything. Though you're being strong and resilient, standing strong in the face of adversity, which could also, like I said, be that setting boundaries kind of energy. I'm not dealing with this shit today, right? And letting people know what's what. And then I'm also seeing this King of Cups energy. So with the King of Cups energy, it could be you, or it could be someone else that's in your life that influence these energies the way that they are. So the King of Cups energy could be male or female. The gender is not specific. This is someone that is emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware, So they make space for others to be able to communicate their emotions in a healthy way, trying to help them find solutions, especially if it's somebody that you care about. And then the King of Cups also knows how to communicate their emotions effectively, okay? So this could be you, like I said, or it could be someone else in this position towards the end of the cycle of the read. You're being received in this energy is like very lively, very selfless, and not extreme or unconventional. Like if you did sulk in the disappointment of whatever it is that you were experiencing, I'm just seeing that whatever disappointment that you experienced in the past is the reason why you can stand so strongly in the face of adversity. Like you learned your lesson. And it's because you're being emotionally responsible. And with that butterfly energy, like I said, it's a new phase. Healing your inner child. That's what I'm seeing. Like the Nine of Swords reverse is like that, healing that inner child energy. And then the Nine of Rods upright is like, that's who I'm really defending, is my inner child that went through things that they didn't deserve so that they can experience things that they do deserve, and that's love, right? And as far as the runner energy is like, you're letting go of like the trauma or challenges that you went through, you know, maybe as a child or in your past. And you also understand that you need time to heal, right? And like I said, the angels are with you, and the message is that it's up to you. So I'm just seeing that you're making that choice, and you're being received as like selfless and lively and, you know, understanding. So let's talk about your future. The first thing that I'm seeing for your future is the King of Pentacles energy. With the King of Pentacles energy, somebody got some money. So this could either be you or somebody else. Regardless, the King of Pentacles is somebody that got a check. Okay? You got more than enough money to cover your expenses, and then also so that you can like be charitable, like support others. Okay? With this King of with you being in this King of Pentacles energy, if this is you, you're being received as like very delightful, very enjoyable, very charming. Of course, somebody with money is charming. The gender is not specific, so you could be a male or a female. Though you're also coming across as like very spiritual and secretive as well. Like you got money. People are like, how do you get your money? You know what I'm saying? They're nosy, but they come on their own business for free. So then I'm seeing, these are good cards, that you have like a wish coming true, as well as experiencing like a lot of joy with the Sun and the Star card. You could be having a kid. That's kind of what I'm seeing, because I see the moon in the past position, and then I see the sun and I see the star in the future. And that is it's like showing me what is that? The nation of gods and universes or something like that, right? And in the nation of gods and universes, the depiction is the moon inside of the sun with the star, and that's a representation of new life, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, you know. So somebody could have a child on the way or something like that. It's kind of what I'm seeing, or not. Take it as it resonates, though. It's either that, or like I said, a wish is coming true with this star energy. And then also with that wish coming true It's like it's going to make you really happy. Not just because your wish came true, though. Also, it's just like a nice time to be alive, to feel free, to be happy, to feel safe. And you're experiencing childlike wonder. Okay? So, congratulations. So you're being received in this energy is like not sorrowful. Of course you're not gonna be sorrowful. You're in the sun and the star energy. Like there's nothing to be sad about. And you have the King of Pentacles energy that came before that. So I'm just seeing like somebody that don't have no worries in the future. So all of the growth that you've gone through is the best word to explain that. All the growth that you've been going through in the way that you've been disciplining yourself is another good word. I'm just seeing that it's all been for your good, right? Because you're in this sun and star energy as genuine and not corny, not cheesy, and not sad at all. So I'm just seeing that it's just like an exciting time in your life, and I hope that you're actually enjoying it, right? Because it's one thing for people to externally see, you know, your happy ending, though we're not in your body, so we don't really know like if you're happy. You know what I mean? So I hope that you're happy. And I just realized that the Taurus is like a bull. So that bison totem is, you know, that native energy coming through. Life is showering you with its abundance. And hello, the sun and the star energy. So this also could be a representation of you celebrating your birthday. Right? Because I'm seeing like birth type of energy, though at the same time, this is your sign, this is your season. Like, you could either be having a child, you could be celebrating your birthday, or you're really just like getting everything it is that you like. You're at a moment of fulfillment in your life where that Jupiter energy, you know what I mean? Like the Jupiter energy came through during the cycle of this read where you paid bills, right? Though at the same time in the future, and you may have felt like you felt the type of way about it, but you didn't really feel the type of way about it because you understand by the way of the discipline, right? That you're disciplining yourself and managing your emotions in a healthy way. And then I'm just seeing like in the future that it financially pays off for you in this King of Pentacles energy, and then it emotionally and spiritually pays off for you with this sun and the star energy. Why? Because you made a decision in the past with the moon energy to do something in regard to your finances that will contribute to your happiness. Okay? So as far into your future as I can see is the Emperor energy. With the Emperor energy, this is someone that is setting the tone for their space, and for them to be like the orchestrator of how things flow in the space. The Emperor is creative, the Emperor is innovative, also could be like business minded, have like a lot of ideas, things that like I said, you're creative and innovative, and like you have the power and the resources and the intelligence to be able to do that. Plus in the King of Pentacles energy, you have the money for it too. So in the Emperor energy, this is someone that is settled in their power and knows how to orchestrate their environment to be productive, okay? And you, like I said, you are coming through in this energy is hardworking, very diligent, refreshing. Also, like, you just have like a heavenly energy about yourself, and that's because you stand strong in who it is that you have become, because you know what it took to become that way, right? So you're in this emperor energy as very believable and not miserable. So if you experienced some type of misery in the past, I'm just not seeing that you'll be miserable in the future, especially in this emperor energy. Like I said, if you go to the previous read that I did for Taurus not too long ago, it was saying something about the summertime being like that time where things will come into fruition for you. So look forward to that. And like the card says, the spirit of true self is saying, like, let the springtime be your teacher to step into uncharted territory. Let your tuition guide you. You're gonna be doing some things you ain't never done before, or you have done some things that you've never done before, and in the future you're gonna see how that unfolds for you in a most amazing and joyous way. So to you, Taurus, I do send love, light, and healing energy, and I will see you all next time. Bye.